If you want to learn how to overlay videos in iMovie to get that really cool picture-in-picture effect, then this video is for you. Stay tuned. It's probably a lot easier than you think. So to make a picture-in-picture video or a video overlay, what you want to do is have some video already in the timeline and then select some video from your library to drag on top of it. So we have this aerial footage here in the timeline, and we also have this video of clouds up here. We're going to take that cloud video, drag it on top of, so above the aerial video, and let go. So we see without us doing anything else, the video just appears over top. So what we need to do is select that clip so that it is yellow around the edges and go up to this button here. And we'll click that, and just down below that button we should see where it says cutaway now, picture in picture. We click on that, and there we go. We have the picture in picture effect. So we can see now that if we play at the beginning, that video of the sky is playing over top of the video looking down from the sky. So that actually looks pretty good as is. But what if we want to adjust a picture in picture clip, something like the position or the size? Well, we can do that by going back up to this button here. And once we click, notice that the picture in picture video, our picture of the sky here, has some handles on the edges. So we can click on those to resize the video. And we can also reposition the video. So we could drag it down to the bottom left or some other location. And notice as you move to, you get these really handy yellow guidelines. So if you wanted it perfectly center on horizontal or vertical or both, you could do that as well. So in addition to position and scale, you'll notice we have the ability to change the effect that is applied when the clip comes in. We'll leave it as dissolve for now, but feel free to play with that. You can also add different kinds of borders as well as a shadow. So now that we've looked at how to add our picture in picture as well as how to adjust the settings, so the scale and some of the borders and backgrounds of the picture in picture, why don't we look at how we can animate it? So to do that, let's start at the beginning of our picture in picture clip. We'll have it play for a few seconds. Then we'll stop the playback by hitting the space bar. And we'll go back up to the settings here for video overlay settings. And we'll look at this little controller here. So when we hit add keyframe, which is this button here, it's going to add a keyframe at this point in the playback. So we're going to add another keyframe just a little bit later, something like that. And at that keyframe, we're going to change the position and scale, so the size of the picture in picture. And have a look at what this looks like now. So you can see that we animated that picture in picture on our video so that it moved from being in the center and very large to down to the bottom left and a little smaller. Those are some of the basics of picture in picture video, but what about overlaying text or a logo? How can you do that in iMovie? Well, luckily, the picture in picture feature can be hacked in a way that we can get this feature as well. Let's have a look at how we do that. So we've pulled this BAM logo down off of Google. We're just going to drop that on top. So now we can see this enormous BAM logo right in the middle of our video. Let's tweak it a little though. We'll go over to that same area we did for picture in picture, video overlay settings, and we change that to picture in picture, just like before. And we can see it gets much, much smaller. We're going to just drag it into the middle, get it centered. So now that we have that centered, the crop doesn't look quite right. So we can actually click on this little crop button and click fit. And now we should see, there we go, we've got the whole logo now. What we want to do though is extend it a little bit in the timeline, give ourselves a bit more room to play with, and we want this BAM logo to be bigger, so we're going to resize it now. So there we go. Now we have that nice big BAM, but we probably don't want it to start so big. We want it to get bigger. So we've already made it the size we want it to be. Let's play with those keyframes again. So again, to do the keyframes, you select the clip, click on this button. You'll have your keyframe option here. Now, before we add the keyframe, we want to make sure our playhead is where we want it, and for the effect we're after here, I want it pretty close to the beginning. I'm going to add a keyframe, and I'm also going to add one right at the very beginning. And the one at the very beginning we want to make this really small because we want it to sort of go bam, right? We want it to go from very small to very big. So a really small BAM logo down in the center there to a very big one. Let's check it out, see if that got the result. Bam! So that's pretty cool. But what if we want it to be a bit more dynamic? Well, what we can do is we can add another keyframe just right at the end. And for that one, we can have it shrink back down to be small again. Well, let's have a look at that. So you can see the logo moves a little more smoothly now, almost reminiscent of a Ken Burns effect, and you could of course have it also move directionally down into one of the corners for a logo or something like that. So that's it guys, thanks for tuning in. If you have any comments or questions, make sure to leave them in the comments field below, as well as hitting that big red subscribe button. It really helps us when you do that. Thanks for tuning in, have a great day. Was this video helpful? If so, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click on the subscribe button. Also, for exclusive techniques and offers we only share with email subscribers, head over to getsimple.solutions and sign up for the newsletter. It's free. Comment below if you have any further questions, and thank you for tuning in.